5 companies are currently shaping the future of artificial intelligence more than any others. OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, xAI, and Meta. Every few weeks, one of them releases something new and the headlines go wild. But if you step back and look at the bigger picture, what is actually happening? Who is building what? What are their different approaches? And is there actually a winner? Today, we're going to break that down clearly. No hype, no speculation, just a clear look at where each company stands, what makes them different, and why it matters for everyone who uses these tools. This is part of our ongoing series, Breaking Down AI from the Ground Up. If you're new here, links to our earlier videos are in the description. This one stands on its own, but the context helps. Let's start with OpenAI. Because in many ways, this whole modern AI era starts with them. OpenAI was founded in 2015 as a nonprofit with a mission to ensure artificial general intelligence benefits all of humanity. That original mission is worth remembering because the company looks very different today. In 2019, they restructured into a capped profit company and took $1 billion investment from Microsoft. That relationship with Microsoft turned out to be one of the most consequential partnerships in tech history. In 2022, they released ChatGPT. You know what happened next. 100 million users in 2 months. The fastest-growing consumer product ever recorded. Overnight, OpenAI went from a respected AI research lab to a household name. Today, OpenAI is valued at over $850 billion, making it one of the most valuable private companies in history. GPT 5.4 and its predecessors power not just ChatGPT, but thousands of applications built by other companies through their API. Microsoft has integrated their technology into Office, Bing, GitHub, and Azure. The commercial footprint is enormous. Their biggest strength is brand recognition and distribution. When most people think AI, they think ChatGPT. That kind of cultural penetration is extremely difficult to build and extremely valuable to maintain. Their biggest challenge is sustaining that lead as competition intensifies on every front. Now let's talk about Google, because in some ways, their position in this race is the most complicated. Google has been doing AI research longer than almost anyone. DeepMind, now part of Google, produced AlphaGo, AlphaFold, and some of the most significant AI research of the last decade. Google Brain produced transformative research, including the original transformer architecture that large language models are built on. The irony is that Google essentially invented much of the technology that OpenAI used to build ChatGPT. So why did it feel like Google was caught off guard in 2022? The honest answer is that they were. Not because they lacked the technology, they had it, but because they had the most to lose from deploying it aggressively. Google Search generates the majority of Alphabet's revenue. Replacing that with an AI system that gives direct answers rather than links to websites is an enormously risky business decision. OpenAI had no such constraint. Google has since moved aggressively. Gemini is their flagship large language model family, and it is genuinely capable. Gemini 3.1 Pro recently topped reasoning benchmarks and put Google back at the top of the charts for the first time in a while. It is deeply integrated into Google Search, Google Workspace, Android, and their cloud platform. The scale of Google's distribution is unmatched. They touch more people through more products than any other company on Earth. Their biggest strength is infrastructure and distribution. Google has more compute, more data, and more products than anyone else. Their biggest challenge is moving fast enough in a culture that historically prioritized caution and convincing users and developers that their AI products are as good as the alternatives. Now, Anthropic. And this one is worth paying close attention to because their approach is genuinely different. Anthropic was founded in 2021 by Dario Amodei, Daniela Amodei, and several colleagues who previously worked at OpenAI. They left over concerns about safety and the direction the company was heading. That context matters because it shapes everything about how Anthropic operates. Anthropic's core focus is AI safety research. They are not just building capable AI, they are trying to understand how to build AI that is reliably safe, honest, and aligned with human values. Their research on interpretability, understanding what is actually happening inside these models, is some of the most important work being done in the field. Their model is called Claude. It has developed a strong reputation for being particularly thoughtful, nuanced, and careful in how it responds. And the enterprise market has taken notice. Anthropic now holds roughly a third of the enterprise API market, which is a remarkable achievement for a company that prioritizes safety over consumer brand building. Anthropic is valued at around $380 billion and is approaching $19 billion in annualized revenue. Their biggest strength is safety research and the enterprise trust that comes with it. Their biggest challenge is that a safety-first approach sometimes means moving more deliberately than competitors who are less cautious. Now xAI and Grok. This company has been moving faster than most people realize. xAI was founded by Elon Musk in 2023. Their model is called Grok, and it has a genuinely interesting differentiator: real-time access to data from X, formerly Twitter. While other models are trained on data up to a cutoff date, Grok can pull live information from one of the largest real-time information platforms on the internet. But what makes Grok particularly interesting in 2026 is not just the data access. Grok 4.20 introduced a completely different architectural approach. Instead of one large model answering your question, it runs 4 specialized AI agents in parallel. One focused on fact-checking and real-time data, one on logic and coding, one on creative reasoning, and one coordinating the others. They essentially debate each other before producing a single answer. That is a fundamentally different bet on how to build better AI than just making models bigger. xAI completed a merger with SpaceX, and the combined entity's valuation soared to over $1 trillion. Their biggest strength is real-time data access and a willingness to take unconventional architectural bets. Their biggest challenge is building enterprise credibility and sales infrastructure to compete with OpenAI and Anthropic in business markets. And finally, Meta, which most people underestimate in this race. Meta has been investing heavily in AI research for years through their FAIR lab, but what makes Meta's position unique is their open-source strategy. While OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google keep their most powerful models proprietary, Meta releases their Llama models openly for anyone to download, modify, and deploy. That is a fundamentally different strategy from every other major player in this race. Llama 4 is one of the most capable open-source models available, and it features an industry-leading 10 million token context window, meaning it can process an enormous amount of information in a single session. Meta is committing over $40 billion in capital expenditure in 2026 to expand their AI capabilities. The scale of that investment signals just how seriously they are taking this race. The open-source strategy is a deliberate bet. By giving away powerful models for free, Meta builds goodwill with developers, drives adoption of their platforms, and shapes the direction of the broader AI ecosystem. Their biggest strength is open-source leadership and distribution through Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Their biggest challenge is monetizing AI investments in a way that justifies the enormous capital being deployed. So who is actually winning this race? The honest answer is that it depends entirely on what you mean by winning. If winning means consumer brand recognition, OpenAI is winning. ChatGPT remains synonymous with AI for most people, and that cultural penetration is enormously valuable. If winning means infrastructure and long-term distribution, Google is winning. No company has the reach, the compute, or the data that Google has. Their ability to integrate AI into products billions of people already use every day is unmatched. If winning means enterprise trust and safety, Anthropic is winning. Holding a third of the enterprise API market while being the newest and smallest of the major labs is a remarkable position. If winning means architectural innovation and real-time intelligence, xAI is making the most interesting bets. The multi-agent approach and real-time data access are genuinely differentiated. If winning means open-source influence and developer adoption, Meta is winning. Llama models are powering an enormous amount of AI development happening outside the major labs. The more important observation is that this is not a winner-take-all race. Different companies are winning on different dimensions, and the AI landscape is moving so fast that the standings could look completely different in 18 months. What is clear is that the competition between these companies is producing rapid progress that benefits everyone who uses these tools. Every time one company releases something impressive, the others accelerate. That dynamic is not slowing down. And as a user of these tools, you are the direct beneficiary of that competition. The practical implication for you is that you have genuinely good options. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and Grok are all capable systems with different strengths. Trying different tools for different tasks and finding what works best for your specific needs is a better strategy than picking one and ignoring the others. If this video gave you a clearer picture of the AI landscape, hit subscribe. Every week, we break down something in AI that matters and explain it clearly. Next week, what is a large language model actually? We touched on it in earlier videos. Next week, we go deep. See you then.